Today we're joined by Elyssia Patterson, Director of Corporate Communications at Latin Metals. Thanks for joining us, Elyssia.
Well, thank you very much for having me today.
Sure. So tell us a little bit about yourself and your role in the company.
Well, I come from a mining family, and so I kind of grew up in this space, in the resource space. And I think it was a logical fit for me to get into corporate communications and communications in general, because I like to talk. And I joined the company in 2020, and I am now the Director of Corporate Communications. And we really are at the point now with Latin Metals to bring it to the public eye. We haven't really done any marketing or communications to the retail audience until now.
Interesting. So why is that?
I think because our model as a prospect generator is proven with success with our two recent deals we've had with our partners to date, with Barrick and Angle Gold.
Okay, so talk about the company and their main thrust.
Well, Latin Metals is different as we're a prospect generator. Most people know mining companies where they have one or two projects and they do drilling on those projects. Well, as Latin Metals, we're a prospect generator. We have about 15 different projects right now at different stages of exploration. Latin Metals focuses on acquiring properties and then doing that initial exploration and then securing a partner and optioning it out to a partner that then funds the drilling, aka like Barrick and Angle Gold, as an example.
So 15, and you don't actually do any of the drilling?
No.
You just do the feasibility studies at all, initial? Or?
No, we just do the ground, like IP surveys for one of our projects, Latcha Copper. But we do basically the initial ground exploration, so surface exploration. And then we option it out and look for partners. So we have about 3 projects right now actively looking for partners. And then we have about 7 different projects in different levels of active exploration. We'll be doing the ground exploration for those.
So tell us why you have a competitive advantage over some of the other companies that are similar to you.
Well, we have a competitive advantage as being a prospect generator. We're probably the only prospect generator this year to secure two deals with 2 top-tier mining companies. Along with the fact is that we are not keep on going back to doing raises, capital raises, as being a prospect generator. Our partners do the partner-funded drilling. So that means that our investors have less, they don't have less dilution. We have less dilution for them, as we're not keep on doing capital raises to fund the drill program. So that, I think, is something really beneficial and upside with Latin Metals, along with the fact that the board and management own about 49.6%. And so that means that we have a vested interest in this company to succeed in the long term.
That is a high percentage. So is the rest owned by public or maybe some institutional?
The rest is owned by a high net worth investor, shareholder, along with a couple brokerages.
So a large percentage have a large stake in the game.
Yes.
That's good. So talk about the rest of the team who's on there and some of their backgrounds.
Well, the team is, I think, fantastic. I'm Director of Corporate Communications. And my background is in marketing, communications, social media. So I'm really helping the company get that message across. As well as Keith Henderson is our CEO. And he has about 30 years of experience in this industry. And he also has experience, and he knows people. And so I think that's a really valued and an asset, actually, to getting these deals done, because he knows people in these, he knows the people, executives in these major companies. So he can actually go and do these deals, whereas some other companies don't have that personal relationships that we do. And also Eduardo, our exploration manager, he is I think, an amazing individual, and he can find these projects and properties that other people can't. So we've been staking, and he also has his ear to the ground, so he knows what's going around and going on in South America, especially in Peru.
Okay, excellent. You've talked about a lot of the strengths of the companies. What do you think some of your weaknesses are, and how are you addressing them?
Our weaknesses, I would say, have to say that we haven't done any marketing to date, so people really don't know anything about Ladder Metals. So I think that's something that we're really going to change, because we have some great partners and we're continuing to find those great partners. And also, I think a weakness is that because we're not visible, we don't trade that much. So it's benefiting actually us, because during the stock market, a lot of the companies are taking a hit, but we've basically been around, floating around the same price for a couple of years now. So it hasn't affected us, but the volume of trading I would like to see increase. So I think that's something that retail investors look at and see. They don't have an exit, but I think that's going to change once we have more marketing and communication and talk to larger audience.
Excellent. So talk about some of the finances that the burn rate, how much money's left, and the runway, and debt, maybe the amount in the capital and the.
Well, Ladder Metals, we did a financing last year. We did about 1.2 million last year, and we're probably going to be doing a future financing. And that is probably, I don't really know. But as a company, we did the projections. I can talk to you about this, that we aim in the next 5 to 7 years to get $25 million annually from our partners and do about 75,000 meters of drilling. So that's something I think is very unique for a company, because we won't be doing financings, because we'll be funded by our partners.
Joint ventures, people that have stake in the game more.
Yes.
Yeah.
Like mining companies like Barrick, Anglo Gold, majors, those stakeholders, those would be our partners that do the partner funded drilling.
How many total properties have you sold and since you've inception? Did you mention that?
We have 15 properties right now, and we have about 5 that have been optioned out, and some have been royalty. But one thing is, with Ladder Metals, we always retain an interest in the projects that we do option out. So we do have
royalties of some sort?
Yeah, we do have royalties, about 1.25 to 1.5 to 2, depending NSR.
Do you have any responsibilities at that point, or is it just strictly because you found the?
It's the project. I think it all depends on case by case basis, but basically the partners will take it over, and they have the experience, the know-how, and the technical experience and the money to fund the drilling and fund the project. And also something really beneficial is that we have the data still. We have our own exploration in Peru and Argentina. We focus on copper and gold, and we actually do our own exploration. So we put out our own news, but at the same time, we're getting news flow from our partners quarterly, and they provide us the data. So that's something to our shareholders, that we already have our own data for our own exploration, but then we're also getting our partner funded data.
Excellent. Where would you say you have some lower costs in the industry?
Well, as being a prospect generator located in South America, I think that one thing is that the cost is less for wages and everything compared to drilling in Canada or the United States, where the cost of living is higher. So that's something I think that is benefiting us, is that we have a longer runway with the capital that we do have.
Okay, good. Talk about future opportunities, and where you see some, and what catalysts may drive the stock, maybe in the past and definitely in the future. What do you think will drive the stock up?
I think the future opportunities for Ladder Metals is staking, finding different projects located in Peru and Argentina, but we're not, like the name says, Latin metals. We really can go anywhere in Latin America. Mm-hmm. And we're focused on base metals and precious metals. And I think that's something that the majors and other people are really interested in. So I think those things, especially with the market with electric vehicles and the green energy, that's something that we're going into recession of copper. I think they're going to be in a deficit. So I think these mining companies are going to be looking to actually find properties so they could actually drill copper and drill resources that are needed for this explosion of this green energy and batteries. And then, sorry, what was the other question?
Just what would drive the stock? What kind of catalysts have happened maybe in the past, and what in the future you think?
I think the catalyst to drive the stock for Latin Metals is to partner with more tier 1 mining companies. With the market as it is currently, I don't really think anything would really drive the stock at the moment. But I do think in the future, I think announcing more partners. But the thing is, it takes a while we could have a partner, but it takes about 8, 10, 12 months to actually disclose it to the public, because they do their own due diligence for investors. It's not that just sign anything. They actually go into the property, site visits. They do their own due diligence on behalf, I would think, of investors, because they just don't partner with any projects or properties.
Interesting. So you're developing a track record with some of these companies so they feel more comfortable and that time period may be shrunk, or do you think?
The time period may be shrink, but these companies are very, very large. So with Latin Metals, we have, I think, a small group that we can call each other on a three-way basis. But these companies, it has to touch multiple touch points in order for a deal to be signed. So that's the logistics part. It might be with one person, but then they have to have about different people look at the deal with exploration, financing. I don't really know, but it has multiple touch points. That's why I think it's a long time period.
So with your background, you have a lot of communications and marketing background. What is the advantage there compared to other companies? Because I would say that a lot of them don't have a lot of strengths in that area.
I think with my background in communications and marketing, Latin Metals has all the social media accounts from Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, LinkedIn. And I think transparency is key for companies. So we like to put out our news on social media and through our newsletter. But I also do a quarterly newsletter just to give an update on what's happening with the company and show people recent news, along with giving the public a little snippets of what's happening with the projects, and just to get them, if we don't have news for a while, so we stay relevant and constant in their eyes. So I think that's something really beneficial, is that constant update and that transparency that we are here and this is what we're doing, because we might not put a lot of news out, but we are actively working on these projects. And also, I think some giveaways and something that people can take away is also very beneficial. So we're trying to do different aspects. Like on our website, if you want to book a call with management or me, you literally just press a button and the meeting's scheduled immediately. So, I think that's something really unique that not many mining companies or public companies do. And probably people watching this will steal my idea. So I don't want to give too much of my secrets away.
Sauces, right? Other secret sauces.
Yeah.
So it sounds like you're more in touch with your audience and followers than maybe a typical company. Would that be fair?
I don't know what a typical company will. I can't really speak on other companies, but we do like to respond to our investors. If you have a question, please, schedule a meeting. You'll get a call with me. If you call, usually someone answers. Because we do have a vested interest in this company. I'm a shareholder of the company, and I wouldn't be director of corporate communications if I didn't think that this was going to be for the long haul.
Excellent. So the best way to keep in touch and stay abreast would be social media, go to the website, you have a newsletter.
Yeah.
And direct calls sounds like is
yeah, you can reach us on anything platform, but I don't think I'll ever go on TikTok. You'll never see me on TikTok. I draw the line there. Yes. But yeah, we're on Facebook, LinkedIn, Instagram. Follow us. We are at Latin_metals. So you can find us there and follow us and like us and subscribe to our newsletter.
What other comments would you like to add to the audience?
Latin Metals is a prospect generator focused in South America. We are looking for copper, gold, and silver. And I think that we're shown success with our partners to date, and we're going to keep on going with this success. So I think that we are starting out, but we are shown proven success so far. So follow us, watch us, put you on our watch list and see what we're up to.
Excellent. One last question is lower cost. We talk about your lower cost compared to like North America and Latin America to keep your expenses lower. Mm-hmm. What kind of costs you think are advantageous?
I am not the CFO, so I don't really know how to answer that.
We'll leave that.
I don't really know, but I know that like North America, it's expensive to do drilling, expensive for labor. Like we work with our communities to benefit and help them out, so then they can help drill like the drill permits. I think also what makes Latin Metals unique is that we work with the communities that we're in. We want to benefit. We want to leave them better than when we arrived. And an example is we helped with the irrigation system to help with their agriculture and also with the livelihoods. Instead of giving them money, we like to help them with projects. One thing that's unique about Latin Metals is we work with the communities that we're in. We have partnered community agreements that make sure that when our partners come in, that these agreements are in place. And we also try to benefit these communities by leaving them better than when we arrived, by helping putting in irrigation systems and things that they really need to better their quality of life.
Excellent. Thank you for your time, Elyssia.
Thank you for having me. It was a pleasure.